First, there was custard. Now, mustard. Yes, this is a brand new IPA from Beak, 6.5%. But what's it going to be like? Keep on watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to one of my favourite breweries, Beak Brewing. These are based down on the south coast, and this is Mustard. I love the idea of this one. Mustard IPA 6.5%. That's the name of it. But it does say, I'll give you the blurb this time. The creamy as you like India Pale Ale was made in collaboration with some of our favourite French indie retailers, brewed with heaps of oats and wheat and loaded with Citra, Chinook and Mutueka. It's thick, pungent and Dijon yellow with bold flavours of OJ, black pepper, lemon lime and rosemary gin fizz. So let's crack it open. I'm quite excited and see what this beer's all about. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a thing with a couple of pals of mine. We sort of say, oh, we're going out for pints of custard and trying to find the most custardy sort of beer we can. But this one, Mustard, I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. We'll see how thick and yellow. I mean, pouring at it now, I wouldn't say it was as thick and yellowy as some beers. I mean, obviously it's an IPA, not a double IPA, but it's definitely mustardy coloured, yellow coloured. So we've got a yellow beer with 1.5 fingers of head, and it's fairly compact. It looks quite soft and smooth, that sort of head. But yeah, I mean, look at it. That's what you want from an IPA, isn't it? Looks pretty damn good to me. Let's see what the aroma's like. Smells incredible, actually. Really, whoa. It's just one of those sort of aromas you think, that smells great, I want to drink it now. Trying to unpack what the aromas actually are. So the citrus fruits, heavier on the lime, which you'd expect with Mutueka. Yeah, there's like there's that sort of citra aroma as well, which sort of is mixtures of sort of limes, lemons, grapefruits, a sort of nondescript, lighter tropical sort of aroma. It smells really inviting though, so let's dig in. Cheers, everyone. Oh, that is brilliant. Beak have done it again. This is cracking. So the first sort of flavour that you get, and we've had it occasionally with beers, is this sort of lemony, sherbety flavour. When you drink it, you're getting almost like this, you get quite a lemony sort of flavour, citrusy flavour. But there's something a little bit sweeter, as if it's always got like a little bit of sherbet in it, just to give it a little sweetness. And so it's like lemon sherbet, basically. Very easy drinking. In fact, I have a feeling that I might even finish this before the review's out. Yeah, lots of lemons and limes in this. Smooth mouthfeel. I'd say it was fairly light though in its body, but it's got a slight sort of velvety hit to it. Whether it's that sherbetiness that gives it that. And really, that's all it's about. Lemon sherbets, a bit of lime. The grapefruit is very subtle in the background. And it's all very citrus heavy. There's not much in the way of tropical flavours. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm just reading the can. I can't help myself. When it says rosemary gin fizz, I'm not getting rosemary. It also says like black pepper. I'm not really picking that sort of stuff up. It's light, it's refreshingly citrusy. The body is fairly smooth, that makes it better. And it's just a great beer. It's just one, it's one of those beers that you drink and you think, oh, I should have had 2 of these, It goes down, it's going down really quickly. There's something about that lemony sherbet flavour that we've had, very occasionally, but I'd probably say less than half a dozen times. But when I've tasted it, it's like, yep, I've had something like that in a beer. I couldn't even name what the beer was, but It's very much got that lemony sherbety flavour to it. And then you're left with a slightly drier, sharper, stronger sort of citrus flavour. For me, it's all about lime. It's not really going into a grapefruit strength. It's just lime flavour. That just gives it a little bit of complexity. But apart from that, it's quite a simple, easy drinking, very good IPA. So let's get some scores. Okay, ready with the live scores. As I say, there's been a bit of a thing with some of the videos. I did some without scores, and then I thought with the supermarket ones. Or I did scores, but I didn't. I did them live. So just to explain to everyone else, I used to do the scores, edit them. I used to go like that, and they would pop up on the screen. I'm not doing that anymore because I want to do the scores live, so I can describe why I'm giving the scores how they are, and then. And I think it just it just works a little bit better. It's how I used to do it, and I just thought I would go back to it. But let me know what you think. Do you prefer me just to hit the scores up like that and say them, or would you rather me explain them a bit more? But for this video, I'm going to explain them. So we start off with aroma. Yeah, I mean, it smells good and it smells inviting. That's what you want with an aroma. But I wouldn't say there's over complexity with the aroma. Difficult to pick out stuff. The flavours are much easier to pick out. But it's still a pretty solid aroma. And as I said, the invitingness of it makes it better. So I'm giving it 14 out of 20. Appearance, well, yeah, I mean, lovely colour. Not quite mustard. I mean, I think if it was really darker yellow mustard, that would have been good. But there's look at that, some lovely lacing of the glass there. The head is okay, it's a sliver, but it's retained, and it gives it that sort of smoothness. So appearance wise, I'll give it a solid 8. Flavour, well, I mean, it tastes really great. It's one of those sort of beers that I just want to drink it. Very moreish. It's refreshing, but there's a bit of substance to it. And it's an ideal, easy drinking IPA. So flavour-wise, I'm giving it 35. Now, value for money, I have to work out how much I actually paid for this beer. It will be here. £5.25. Beaks are usually a bit more expensive than a lot of IPAs, but you're always getting a good quality beer. £5.25 though, I think that's pretty reasonable. Anything under a fiver, I think, is great value. It's only 26p over £4.99, which is, I think, the likes of the likes of Azvec, certainly all their beers I seem to buy are £4.99, their IPAs. Polly's a little bit cheaper for their IPAs, but even things like Track are usually a bit more expensive. Obviously, Rivington are usually a little bit more expensive. So I think it's pretty much in the sweet spot, so let's give it 8 out of 10. And my overall experience, well, as I said, and finish this beer before the review. If that states how great the overall experience. I mean, look at the glass; it looks great. It's just as soon as you taste it, you want to drink it again, and that's always a good sign of a very good beer. So overall experience, I'm giving that 15. So let's top scores up. 50, 58, 66. It's an 80 out of 100. I think that's pretty damn good score. It's highly recommended, just into the highly recommended. But yeah, the only thing holding this beer back is it being reviewed by a YouTuber, to be honest. If you drank this beer and you think, God, that's good. Who are these? Beak. What's the hops on it? I mean, we've got Chinook, which is not, it's always one, I think Chinook's always usually more on the West Coast, used more in West Coast beers. You're not getting any sort of bitterness with this. I'm not quite sure what it brings to it. There, I finished it. I want another one now. I will have to get another beer, even though I'm in the midweek. But this is a very good beer. Mustard IPA. I hope this is still available. But if it isn't, buy another Beak, because they're always good. I think, I can't even remember now. It was only 3 or 4 months ago. But Beak are, I think they might have got into my top 3. They were definitely in my top 5. Very, very consistently good beers from them. As I say, they're usually just a little bit more expensive than a lot of beers. And if you buy them direct, which I know Nick from Beer Engineers mentioned this before. You buy direct, they're like even more expensive than they are in bottle shops. But they make cracking good beers. Distinct artwork, this sort of cartoony artwork. I think they've got all, they're ticking all the boxes. They're doing everything right. The branding, marketing, then the beer ultimately is very, very good. So thumbs up for Beak. And call them out thumbs up. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like it. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Let me know what you think of Beak, because I think they are a top tier brewery. And I don't think there's enough talk about them, really. They're not quite up there with the likes of Track and Verdant and people like that, but for me, they are up there with those breweries. Very, very good beer. As I said, I've drank it. I'm going to have to get another one. So until the next one, please subscribe, like. I've said that already, but 2 more things. Drink good craft beer, like this Beak beer, and keep on rocking.